So guys, you can see this is RACI, which I was talking about. Uh, so this I have prepared on an Excel sheet. You can use on your PPT, or you can use any other format, whatever you want to. But I think Excel is far more easy as compared to the other format. So I've discussed with you that your RACI would have somebody responsible, accountable, consulted, and informed. And then on left hand side, you can see that there are key deliverables. Those key deliverables are then again divided into all these aggregated of activities which you are going to perform during your RPA program. And all these activities would have a person or a team responsible for executing it. Now, for example, we'll discuss one of it, and then we'll go ahead. We'll discuss each and every line item over here. Now, let's for example your RPA governance here. So RPA governance, when you have a RPA governance, probably you would have a business case preparation and finalization, right? So your champion, the RPA champion, or somebody who is looking at the RPA program from the uh, senior stakeholder management point of view would be accountable for business case preparation and finalization. But the accountable person can transfer the responsibility so that it's more of a delegation of authority. So he would delegate the work to a project manager. So project manager would be responsible for preparation and finalization of of the business case. Now, each and every operations, every role over here would have some escalation matrix. So for example, if, during your course of program, you observed a problem with one of your deliverable. So to have the problem sorted, or have the problem resolved easily during a time frame, or during the timelines which you have identified your RPA, your escalation matrix is there so that the things should run in a quick way. So guys, let's discuss each line item one by one, and some of these your team responsibilities I've already filled. Some of this would not be filled, and we will be keep filling during our discussion. So moving on to the first one, I told you RPA governance. Now governance is something which is very important, because without proper governance, your entire RPA program can be jeopardized. So you look the segregation of governance, you would have your business case should be there. You would have weekly dashboarding to stakeholders. It's a form of communication. Weekly dashboarding is a form of communication, wherein you would keep updating your stakeholders what's happening with your RPA. What are the timelines? Are we going to meet those timelines? You would tell them about the risk. You would also tell them about the mitigation plan of those risks. Then there would be various connects happening between the various leads or all the team members over here. He could be your RPA sponsor, RPA champion, RPA business analyst. Everything could be happening. Then RPA team onboarding. So if your organization do have a COE, Center of Excellence, wherein RPA team is a part of it, not a problem. But if your organization, and we are discussing this RACI from the perspective of project manager. So what I am assuming that you as a project manager is going to uh, initiate your RPA program, and uh, you have to be in a role of a project manager while you're looking at this RACI. You can have any other role you want to, but right now, because there are a lot of challenge in terms of implementing RPA program through in a consulting assignment, so if you have a role of a project manager, you'll be easily able to follow this RACI. Now, if you look at, I talk about RPA weekly dashboarding stakeholders. So obviously, project manager would be responsible. He would be the one who would onboard everyone on a common platform. Accountability would definitely would drive with the RPA champion, because he's looking from the bird eye view level for this program. But responsible would be project manager. Project manager would consult business analyst. As we discussed, business analyst is the one who would be attached with the operation. He would prepare the process maps. He would have someone from the operations gathering all the information, would do the process level mapping, would help the developer to align one of the SMEs from the operations, so that the RPA program, your RPA technology could be developed. Now, so for your weekly connect, dashboarding with stakeholders, Your solution architect would be there. He would be informed that this is what is happening. Your developer would be informed. Your RP infrastructure. So RP infrastructure is, for example, you have a team of or you have a separate entity altogether who's owning the application. So definitely you have to involve that team. So that team should be informed, or that team should be onboarded in terms of what exactly happening on the RPA. They should be updated on the progress of the RPA program which is happening over here. But make sure that the sign-offs should be taken while you prepare the RACI. That the responsible person would give a sign-off over here. Yes, he is going to own the responsibility of getting a part of your weekly dashboarding or RPA Connect. Now, RPA team onboarding or your accountability would lie on the project manager. So project manager is the one who is going to create his own team, would have people, would allocate the work to a people, would consult with the RPA champion that this is what I'm going to prepare the team, this is what it is going to look like, would consult with the RPA sponsor that these all resources would be needed, this much money would be needed. Would also consult the business analyst in terms of what kind of technology are there in the process, what kind of applications. And guys, if you look at all the deliverables, the let's look at the important one, RPA governance. Then we'll do vendor onboarding. We'll do a due diligence. We'll do your RPA configuration management. We'll do your entire RPA project management. We'll do RPA delivery. We'll do RPA release and deployment. We'll do RPA quality management, and then we'll do RPA risk management. So we will discuss each and everything phase wise in detail, in depth. But right now, in this video, we would understand that how exactly this is linked to the responsibility of various stakeholders involved in it and various team member involved in it. Okay, so vendor onboarding. Now, vendor onboarding would come into play if your organization is does not have a COE, or your organization does not have an RPA team who is going to lead a RPA program. So probably a project manager is going to onboard a vendor. A vendor could be any other company, and then project manager would be monitoring the entire life cycle of RPA development through a project management approach. So uh, now over here, now vendor onboarding probably depending upon your organizations, you can have subcategories over here. For example, legal clearance for vendors. Probably the one more step which could be added, vendor identification. So depending upon your organization, you can change. It is this sheet is very dynamic in nature. So let's discuss about, let's say for example, legal clearance for vendors. Now, uh, who would do the legal clearance? Now, obviously, if it is related to IT, it is related to security. So IT and security is responsible and accountable for it. But I suggest I can have a change over here, because since you are a project manager, you would stay accountable, and the responsibility would uh, lies with your IT security. So IT security is responsible, and your project manager is accountable for your legal clearance for a vendor. Similarly, security clearance for vendor, again, security, you would have laptops, you would have floor access, etc. Everything would be there. So again, you the responsibility lies with the IT security team, and accountability would lies with you. Now, every other team member, sponsor would be consulted. Champion has no sponsor, and champion had no say into it, right? The only IT security and the person who's the face of an organization, you, a project manager, these two would be key person over here. So they would be consulted. Your business analyst would be consulted. Probably business analyst would tell project manager, the laptop would need some access. There would be other kind of access. Application access would be required. Your solution architect would be informed. Developer would be informed. So solution architect informed if they are vendor. Over you can see at the top. I've put it as a vendor over here. If you're doing it from the vendor, so they would be informed. Yes, we have got the clearance. We have got the access. Everything has been
obtained, so you can inform them the deliverables. Again, I'm emphasizing, please take the sign off. If you would not have a sign off, probably somebody would they would deny, this never happened with me, this responsibility never lied with me, so I'm not responsible for your deliverable. If any one of your deliverable is affected, all other deliverable is going to get affected. Okay, now let's move ahead. Operational dashboarding, this could be part of your due diligence, we don't need it over here. Now, due diligence. uh, due diligence is like is like what I think it's like. Now you're about to jump into a process, you are going to have a good research of a process, you would bring everything which is required, all the ingredients you will fetch and give it to a chef is a project manager, so that he can go ahead and start preparing the recipe of RPA. So that is what due diligence is all about. Now, due diligence would have contain assessing potential candidate for RPA, right? As I told you earlier, not all process can be a potential candidate for automation. You would have to identify what all process can be a potential candidate. How to identify it? We are going to discuss each and every head in detail in separate video. Right now, we are only understanding the who is going to own the responsibility. Now, assessing the potential candidate for RPA. Do you think project manager is responsible? No, he is only accountable for it. Responsibility would lie with the RPA business analyst. Since RPA business analyst or RPA business analyst should be a guy who is more close to operation, who understands the process. He could not be a part of an operation, but he could be a part of your RPA team. But he's the one who would have a deep dive into a process. So he would understand the process. He would look at the process, he would understand the process journey, he'll do the process mapping, everything through a proper checklist of identifying the potential candidate. He would come to a project manager and would say, these all the processes are potential candidate for automation, for robotics. Now, one more thing, business analysts should have a thorough knowledge of various methodologies. For example, he should a good black belt or a green belt certified person would be a good business analyst, because they know how the project methodologies would work. How can we how can he form a perfect data collection plan? So he can be a person who are well versed with the continuous improvement methodologies, or who know how to uh, study a process, or who know how to do a business process management. So yeah, roles and responsibilities should be uh, uh, framed in a way that it he would not face any challenge in terms of identifying the key processes for potential candidate. Now, so he is responsible. Definitely, he would inform the solution architect, developer, and RP infrastructure that I have identified the process. And again, your champion and sponsor would be informed about it. Process potential assessment. Now, what's the difference between potential candidate and potential assessment? In potential assessment, you would say the automation potential for this process is 70% or 60%. Not every process can be automated 100%, right? There would be some manual, some logical work involved in the middle of some process, or in between these steps. So all process cannot be automated 100%. So again, your business analyst would be responsible, would understand what could be the potential for those processes, what percentage of potential, what percentage of process can be automated, and he would uh, inform this to the solution architect, developer, and to a project manager. Then project manager would again do the communication across all the team members. Now, guys, project manager would keep on putting everything in a detailed document which he would prepare in each and every step. We will discuss that also in detail in a separate video. Benefit projection, what benefit are we going to get out from that process through RPA, through robotics? Because in business case, definitely your senior management would have identified some kind of benefit. Are we are in line with that benefit through the process which you've identified? The benefit assessment projection would be done by the project manager, and the accountability would stay with your champion. And other party business analyst can be confirmed, and since the vendor and developer would not have a major role into it, they would only be informed about it. So guys, over here you see WFM, quality, IT security, approving authority. depending upon the roles and responsibilities in your organizations and depending upon the critical say of the various departments in your organizations, you can put it in the RACI and can give them the responsibility. Application assessment, one of the key thing, very important. What all applications can be automated? So business analyst, I told you that he's the one who is very close to the process. He will do the application assessment. He would have a kind of checklist where what all process can be automation, on what all application he's be able to get the approval easily, what all applications are going to support the technology or coding the technology in RPA which you are going to use. It could be a Blue Prism or it could be a automation anywhere or whatever you're going to opt. Accountability obviously would stay with the project manager again. Project manager will be accountable, and then every other party would be informed. So, application assessment, as we discussed, it is important because you need to understand what all applications are RPA friendly and what all are not. Depending upon that, you will do the application assessment. That will again be done by your business analyst, and obviously your solution architect, your developer, your RPA infrastructure would be consulted, because the solution architect would be able to tell you, that kind of technology they are going to use. Are they going to use Blue Prism, or they are going to use automation anywhere or any other tool? They would be able to tell you, uh, are they tool compatible with the kind of application which are there in the current process. So they would be consulted, and accountability would lies with the project manager, and he would delegate the responsibility to the business analyst. Volumetric analysis, important for your important activity in your due diligence, because you would understand, as we know, that a high volume process would give you more return, would have a lot of saving in terms of time and effort. So you would do the volumetric analysis. Again, the responsibility and accountability, here we can again change. The accountability would lies with the project manager and responsibility would be given to your business analyst or your business consultant who is working on that program. Operational onboarding. Now you can have a main category as an operational onboarding, or it could be a subcategory in due diligence. I have kept it over in due diligence. So what I do as a project manager, I would ask a business consultant or a business analyst that he need to onboard each and every SME from the processes identified with the head of that process or a leader of that process. He would align the SME with the leader, and those SMEs would align with the RPA solution, RPA architect. RPA solution and RPA solution architect would be aligned with the project managers. So the operation or the process where you are going to deploy your RPA would be aligned to everyone, to developer, to solution architect, to RPA infrastructure, and a proper sign off is taken. Roles and responsibilities is shared with everybody, and proper sign off has been taken. Now, guys, when I say operation, it could be your RPA champion or could be an RPA sponsor. So depending upon what is there in your organization, you can change the column over here. So I have an RPA champion, for example, from operations. So operational onboarding, he would be here. You will put the consulting. He is consulted, and your project manager is informed, and responsibility would again lies with the business analyst. Business analyst, because he's close to the process, he will do it. Accountability would lies with the project manager, and your RPA champion would be consulted, or a guy from an operations consultant. Now, RPA configuration management. What is configuration management? How we'll do it? What would be the key deliverables in RPA configuration management? We'll discuss that in detail. Let's understand in terms of RACI how exactly we are going to put the responsibility across it. Applications owner onboarding. Every application owner has to be onboarded. Who will do it? It would again be done by responsibility would lies with the project manager, and your RPA infrastructure team would be consulted. I'm sorry. Your responsibility would lies with the RPA infrastructure team, because this is a team who would own the application. So they are the one who are responsible for getting the application owners onboarding, and accountability would lies with your project manager, and your solution architect would be consulted. Your RP developer can be consulted, and then you'll inform the RP champion as sponsor. Sign offs. So it could be the You can put it application sign off over here. Application sign offs. Uh, Sign on and sign off. I mean, in my organization, I have to go to application owner. He initiate the onboarding process. Then we say it's sign on, and then when it goes to a sign on process, he would understand what exactly could be the implications of implementing RPA on that application. Then, if that's positive, he's going to provide the RPA sign off. So if you have that kind of process in your organization, you can follow the same approach. But remember to keep the responsibility with the owner of RPA infrastructure, and accountability would be with the project manager, and your business analyst will be consulted, and every other party will be informed about it. RP project management. Okay, now RP project management is your so this would be a dynamic in nature. You create, for example, creation of project plan and monitoring till ball deployment. Responsibility would lies with your uh, project manager, and the accountability of monitoring the plan could be with your sponsor, because he is the one who has sponsored the project. He would do the monitoring. He would help in the creation of plan, and every other party can be consulted. You put it consulted over here. Consulted, informed, informed. You can inform. So consulting and informed, don't get guys confused in both the parameters. So consulted are the one through which you are seeking the advice. You know what, this is what we are going to do. What could be your input? How exactly are we going to affect your domain? And informed are the one whom you are going to inform. There wouldn't be a direct impact or effect on it, but you're informing it. This is what we have obtained. We have obtained the approvals. We have obtained the applications. We have obtained the, all the yes and no's from various departments. So yeah, you have to be very specific in terms of deciding the consulting and consulted and informed. Now, as is process assessment, again, the accountability would lies with the project manager, and responsibility would be given to your business analyst, and solution architect would be consulted, your developer would be consulted, RPA infrastructure would be informed, every other party would be informed. Sign off on the as is process. So sign off. So guys, understand what is sign off on the as is process. You would say this is my process without robotics. Now, who should take the sign off? Yes, responsibility would lies with the business analyst, but accountability would lies with the project manager. Obviously, operations would be consulted because you're going to get into an operations, and would tell them that this is your process without a bot. You'll inform this to your sponsor, you will inform to your solution architect, you'll inform to your developer, your RPA infrastructure. To be process sign off, how exactly your process is going to look after you implement robotics. Now, again, your responsibility lies with the business analyst, and your responsibility lies with business analyst. Accountability lies with the project manager. Be consulted or informed. So, how exactly your process is going to look like? You would consult. I'll tell you why. Because there could be an input from the operations. You know what? This should not look like this. This should look like this. Robotics, the potential should not be 20%. The potential should be 30%, 40% of the process. So they are consulted. But after consulting, you're informing your sponsor, you're informing your solution architect, you're informing your developer, you are informing your infrastructure. Okay. Now, daily, weekly, monthly connect with the operation quality. Very important. Again, project manager will do it. Project manager would do it. Uh, every other party would be informed. Should be informed. Informed. FT's agreement and sign off. You can put it over here. And if you're not saving any FTE, you can put it efficiency. And put efficiency, agreement, and sign off. Now, this is responsibility of the project manager. Your consulted business analyst, and every other party is informed, and consulted. RP delivery. Now, RP delivery or have process document creation would have your solution document creation, and then sign off from the operation. Then your high level solution document creation, your bot development, your user applicability testing, adaptability testing, your go no go, whether you want to go, give red flag or green flag to your robotics. Then your what risk you have identified in while testing with a proper mitigation plan. So, guys, we will discuss each and everything in depth, in detail, in separate videos. But major responsibility for RPA delivery lies with your solution architect. He is responsible. Yes, we put the responsibility over here, and accountable will be the project manager, and every other party would be consulted. Consulted. Business analyst would be consulted and informed. This is for your PDD creation. Similarly, SDD creation. So, guys, you in the same way, depending upon your organization, your team, you can do the complete mapping of your RACI. So, and then after RPA delivery, you would move into RPA release and deployment, where you'll go live and check the stability of your RPA program. And then other important uh, categories RP quality management, because when you have RP program onboarded deployed, you would have somebody from a quality team who would checking the quality of your work produced by the bot. Then is it up to the mark? Is it up to the level of quality which is defined by the operation? Is it meeting that level, or is it not meeting that level? Basis that, you would do your QC alignment or an SME for your as process. You have your QC process for audit set up for your RPA itself. You have, if you identified some errors during a process, what would can be a remediation plan? You have to map everything with your RACI. And in this case, the responsibility or accountability would lies with the quality team, right? Because this is something which is in the ambit of your quality team. So, guys, why we are discussing it? We are discussing it because you need to understand these heads, uh, the quality, your vendor, your IT security, these are very important. So while these they are responsible, they would approve it over here. Yeah, the person from that team would approve. Yeah, we are going to own the responsibility, so that in case if uh, let's say your bot, you have deployed the bot, and when you go live with the bot, suddenly some quality team would come and tell you, not you know we've not been informed, we cannot allow the bot to run. So if you have the sign off taken from the quality team, and everything has been handshake with every other team, then you would not face that problem. That is why RACI is very important for your robotics program. Similarly, with the risk management, at every level, you would have the risk identified and given the responsibility of those risks to any of the team member in your RACI. So, guys, this is what the the importance of RACI. You can have own RACI prepared in your own way, or you can have the same RACI. I'll share this RACI in the link below in this video. You can use this RACI only, you can modify it, but the complete structure of RACI would revolve around it. You can evolve your RACI according to your need, but the skeleton would look same. So, guys, next video we'll discuss other deliverables. We will move into next phase. For this video, thank you for watching it. Bye.